our sins are forgiven, and we can dance before him too. June Roland is involved in Davidic dancing, and she's a volunteer with CMJ. I caught up with her and I asked her, what is CMJ?
CMJ is the church's ministry to Jewish people.
And what does CMJ do?
CMJ works in Israel. They have three things I think about, 3 E's, which is easy to remember. The first is education. They're involved with the school in Jerusalem, and they're also interested in educating the church about the importance of praying for Israel. Then there is encouragement, about encouraging the believers in Israel of all nationalities and of all kinds, and seeking to encourage them. And the third E is evangelism, of course, sharing the good news of Jesus the Messiah.
Now you live here in England, so what do you do here in England?
We try and look after visiting speakers from Israel, people who work there and come over to share about the work. We'll also organise prayer meetings and just trying to encourage the support, because obviously, like every organisation, they need not only prayer support but financial support.
How important is the work of CMJ in the nation of Israel?
They run three centres that minister to the local population. They also support local congregations. Many of them meet at their centres. They also look after visitors who come visiting Israel, tourists. They have centres where they can stay, and they just try and really get involved in the life of Israel and support in any way they can.
Now I understand as well you also teach dance to churches here in the nation of England. What is all that about?
We call it Davidic dance, which is a bit of a strange term. Most dance in the world is saying, look at me, watch me. Either in secular dance, it's I'm great, I look good, I want to entertain you. Even in the church, it's about watching me, I've got something to teach you, to share, perhaps a story from the Bible or a theme from the Bible. But Davidic dance is about taking one another's hands and dancing before the Lord together, very simple dances. And we will do a seminar at a church, and we will teach them some dances, and we'll have a time to pray for Israel and do a little Bible study. And it's a way of just teaching churches the importance of Christians standing with Israel and praying for Israel today.
Do you think it's important that Christians stand with the nation of Israel?
Most definitely. Anybody who reads the Bible must see that God has not finished with Israel, that Israel is still being drawn to him, and that Jesus is coming back to Jerusalem. We should care about Israel. We have benefited so much from the Jewish people. Our Bible was written by Jewish people. Jesus was a Jew, and Jesus is coming back to Jerusalem. It's important to God, so it has to be important to us.
Now every time I see you, it's either at an Israel meeting or it's in Israel itself. How many times have you been to Israel?
We had our 10th visit last year for my husband's 70th birthday.
So why do you keep going to Israel? Is it not the same old thing, time and time again?
One of the main reasons we go is to encourage the people that we've met before. Some of them believers, some of them not. We go to just encourage them and bless them. And also it's just such a lovely place to go. We love to go back there and enjoy it every time.
So what would you say is your favourite place in Israel?
Well, it has to be Jerusalem.
What places in Jerusalem do you like?
I love to go and pray at the wall. It's such a special place, and just look at the Jewish people around, and when you look at them through God's eyes, your heart just cries for them, that they are so devout and yet they are blinded to the news that Jesus is the Messiah, and by showing them love, it helps them to see that.
Now many Christians have a heart's desire to go to Israel but have never been. What would you say to any Christian who's never been to Israel before?
Go whenever you get the chance. It's a great place to go.
Yeah. So how would you actually describe the Israeli people?
You see what you get. They're very upfront. They don't stand on ceremony. They like you to be honest. They tell the story that a person born in Israel is a sabra, and that is because a sabra is a cactus plant which is very prickly on the outside, but inside is very soft.
So why should Christians actually pray for the nation of Israel?
Because God is still working with Israel, and it's part of our future too, that together, Jew and Gentile, we will make up the kingdom of God.
Now the Jews, all the way through their history, they've seemed to have struggled so much with a lot of persecution and anti-Semitism. Why would you think that has happened to the Jewish people?
I think because they are central to God's plan for this world, and that Satan wants to destroy them, and he has used many people and many circumstances to try and do that. But God has said that Israel will always be a nation before him.
Now there's a big problem with the political situation in the nation of Israel with Palestinians and Jews, and all the time politicians have came along and tried to deal with this, and we looked all the way through history, and they've never managed to be able to deal with the nation of Israel. What would you say is the solution to the problems here in the land of Israel?
The solution is Jesus, the Prince of Peace. As people acknowledge who he is and allow them to change their lives, that is the only way for Jew and Arab to live together in peace.
Well, you never know what life is going to be like living in Israel. I live in a church called St. Paul's, and we have a big garden and we have a water cistern. So we use the water cistern to water the garden. And one day I was watering the garden and the water ran out, so I went down the water cistern and we'd run out of water, so I cleaned the area where the pump was. And as I was cleaning the area where the pump was, there was lots of stones. So I would take these stones and I'd throw them to the side, ready to get rid of them. And I found this big piece that was just like a rugby ball, and I throw it to the side. Then one minute I looked at it and noticed that's not a rugby ball, because it had fins on the end of it, and I realized that it was an unexploded bomb. So I picked it up very, very carefully, and I walked up the ladder of the well, and I took it outside, and we called the police. And the police came and said, yeah, it's an unexploded bomb, it's a Russian mortar bomb. So the police came and they took it away. Then I went down the well again, and as I was checking again to see, I would find pipes and more pipes and more pipes. So I laid them all out to the side, and I got quite a number of these pipes. Then I started to find fins, and I realized they weren't just bits of old piping that had came off the old water system, but these were actually mortar bombs as well. So we called the police again. They came and they looked at it, and they said, yes, these are mortar bombs, very dangerous. And they closed the well, and they said, don't go down for over a week. And then they decided they would come back and they'd take them away. But a week later they still didn't arrive, so we called them up again and said, look, we've still got these mortar bombs here. And they came back, yeah, we haven't forgotten about it, we're going to do something with it. And we waited and we waited and we waited, and nothing happened. So I thought, well, we'll sort it out myself. So I got a bucket and a piece of rope and some cloth, and I put each unexploded bomb in a cloth and put it in the bucket and lifted it back up with the rope to take it outside. Nobody was doing anything. It may have seemed a bit strange and praying all the way doing it, but we lifted all these bombs out of the well and we put them outside and we called the police. And I must say the police were really not happy that we'd done it, but nobody was doing anything. We got them out and we were able to get the police out, and they came and they put on their special gear. Journalists came, the Magen David Adom, which is the ambulance service, they came as well, and just in case one was to blow up. And they practiced it. They got these boxes filled with sand, and they would put a rock in the box and practice walking out to the vehicle. And then eventually it came the real time where they were going to move these unexploded bombs, and they put them in the box. The road, of course, was closed at that time, and they took them away. They took all of them away. So we thought. Then I went down the well again, and as I was looking in the well, making sure there was nothing else, I found a grenade. So I took this grenade, I took it out, and we called the police again. The police again had to close the road, and they came and they brought their robot, and they shot at the grenade. It didn't explode, so we were lucky there. They shot the grenade twice, and it came into pieces, and that was it. We finally got rid of all the unexploded bombs, everything that was down the well. And we actually have a recording of when I went down the well to see how many bombs that we had down that well at the time.
Well, we're just about to go down the water cistern now, here in Jerusalem. The hole for going down is about 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters, so it is very, very small. I'm on the ladder, and I'm going down, and I can tell you it is not easy at all. As you can hear, there is the start of an echo as I go down. The water system is beautiful. It's arched, and there's two very strong stone pillars down here. And the ladder is actually standing in some water, and that water is where we found the bombs. So the ladder may actually be standing on more bombs at the moment because we quit looking because we thought it was too dangerous. Now I've got all these bombs lined up here. And there's quite a number of them. Let me just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There are 21 bombs here that we took out of the water. There's a piece of metal with a piece of string on it, and that may be connected to a bomb, but I can't see very easily. So that's probably how they lowered them down here in the water system. And I imagine they just wanted to get rid of them. It's very echoey in here. So. But that's where they are. And there's about 2 or 3 broken off fins, which I want to take to the top because I know that they're safe. So I want to keep them as part of the history of what's happened here. And I've got a camera as well to take a photograph. So I'm going to take a photograph and we'll have that for the history as well. So it's amazing what you find down in your water system.